Hi, this is Claire again with the full moon cards, and as you can see at the first glance, we have two cards of the big arcana and we have one card of the smaller ones. And first of all, because this is a question I get quite often, what is the difference between the big arcana and the small arcana? And I usually say to people, it is about the whole life, your whole feeling at a given moment. And the small arcana are more about certain areas of life. Like when we read tarot cards or other cards for divination, we usually have a topic. Like we have our job, we have the love life, we have money, we have spiritual things like that. Yes, we distinguish between different areas of life. But at the end of the day, our life is one. Right? It is not like we have this part of life and that part and they are living beside each other. Sometimes it seems they are, but they are not in real life. I mean, in reality, because maybe you had a hard day at work, and this, of course, will at home for your love life, your family life, and things like that. This will have a certain influence on that too because of your mood, right? So you can't really divide things, out of each other, we would say in German. You can't divide your life in different areas. For reading the card, this is, of course, a good thing because we have to concentrate. The clearer the question, the better the answers. But in reality, like the real reality, everything in our life is intermingled and in contact with each other. The topics are not like standing alone everywhere and you are like switching from one to the other. You are always the same person when you switch, so it belongs together. Yes, let's have a look after this philosophical start. Let's have a look at the cards themselves. And our first card is the Emperor. And the Emperor is a card of structure, order, of sometimes a little boredom. It is the card where you make a list and you make a plan and everything is as it should be. So it can sometimes really feel a little bit boring, but this always depends on where you are standing in life and what you are wishing for, because sometimes he is like the anchor in life, like this is a structure and it holds me. Yes, it is like something that gives me a plan how I can proceed. This is very helpful for many things, so you can go step by step and everything has a certain logical structure. It's really the word we come back to again and again with him. And he is also able to do it. Like he is not in a very passive sitting posture. We have with some cards, they are sitting very loosely, so you think they are not getting up, but he could get up anytime. So this is strength. This is also the Aries, like he has a zodiac association, and this is Aries. We see it also because of the colors, the orange, the yellow, the red. Yes, very strong colors who belong to Aries and the Mars energy standing behind him. And so we see this is ready for action, right? And as we say in German, with a head through the wall, this means you are very determined, right? You really want it and you can achieve it. It won't be elegant in any case, but it does not need to be. Yes, this is like spring energy. Mars, which is a ruler of Aries, in olden days, he was also associated with agriculture and with greenery, like the green seed. When he comes through the earth, you really need to push, right? Otherwise, nothing would happen. So this means not just the Mars force that we associate with war, with brutality, with being forceful. This is also the green power, as we call it in German. Grünkraft. Kraft is not power like overpowering. Kraft is like energy, you could say. It's more like, yes, energy. Power, but not meaning you have someone under your thumb. So this comes together here too. Yes, flourishing, growing, all these things. And this needs a certain energy. And if the seed was very, very peaceful and would not bother the earth, he would never come up, right? He would never make it through the soil and would never see the light. So sometimes you have to push through. And this is what this card is about. Yes, but always like Emperor, in a structure, like the rules and everything, you should also go by the rules where this card shows up. It can mean make a plan. If you are a more creative person, for example, this can be something you really, it's like, oh, do I really need to make a boring plan and go step by step? I'm more like an intuitive person, but please do it when this card shows up. It will really be beneficial, and you can, yes, you can do everything. You can really reach your goals when you do this. It won't like stay in your dreams or in your fantasy or just a plan. You can really bring it to life, but you need a structure for it. Yes, this can also be a meaning for this card. And we have a wonderful balance here. You can see here water and here fire, if you would like to see it like this. And this, the High Priestess is, of course, a very watery energy. She is associated with the moon. This is her astrological correspondence, magical correspondence in classical magic with CK at the end. Yes, she is about intuition, and she is about inner knowledge and your higher voice speaking to you. Yes, your higher me speaking to you. And when you say something like this to people when reading the cards, it's always like, oh, this is a wonderful card, but what does it mean for my real life? I mean, intuition is a big word and it sounds fantastic, but what does this really mean? So I'm having German clients mostly. You really have to get to the point. And they are right with asking this, because this is not a theoretical card or just an intuitive, you know, all these fancy esoteric things. No, this is not New Age thinking. This is real. It means you get intuitions, you get gut feelings, you have maybe dreams. Yes, it depends on the channel you are mostly communicating with your higher beings. And this really means they get through to you and they present their messages in a way that you can understand them, right? Because many spiritual beings have never lived a human life, yes, except like ancestors, saints, of different religions. Many religions have their saints. Yes, they have been people, so they are ancestors. So this is why ancestor veneration is so important in many spiritual ways. Yes, because they understand an angel or other beings like that, gods, goddesses, and so on. Some gods and goddesses, they have ancestor origin. But some are like of celestial origin, you could say, or elemental, or topics of life and so on, like love and all of these things. So they are, they have never lived a human life, so they don't know. And this does not mean they are not helpful. Power animals, for example. We are all a big web of interbeing, as Thich Nhat Hanh has put it, the famous Buddhist teacher from Vietnam. So there is a huge interbeing of all of us, but some are more close to our frequency than others. And so coming back to this card, this means that you understand, even if it's an angel or another being from a more different frequency, to put it like this, you will understand the message. Yes, it will come through. Because often in life we get intuitions, we have gut feelings and things like that. Sometimes the problem is we don't listen to it because we don't trust, because these things often don't come with an explanation why, and this makes it difficult to trust. Or yes, we don't understand. The symbols they put it in were not that we could understand them, right? Or we got it in a wrong way, or we had assumptions, and because of that we tainted what was given. Yes, we gave it a certain color, but it had a different color in reality. So yes, in the communication between here and there can be many things happening that make the message a little bit unclear. But this card means everything will be clear. And you don't have to be a very intuitive person for that. Yes, many people, when this card shows up, they think it is a sign of being gifted, or you should be gifted, otherwise this would not happen. But I'm a tarot reader for over 20 years now, and I have seen very different people, and most of them, even the most practical ones, who would never openly admit they have intuitions, have them. Yes, because with a tarot reader, you can talk about everything. So they are very open about that, because they assume that I will understand, which I do. And yes, you sometimes really people that are on the outside, they always want to appear very logical and nothing of this woo-woo stuff. And when you talk with them, they had their experiences too. They would just never admit it. Yes, because yes, they are like that. And so this card means you get clear information, you are able to process them, so to speak, correctly. And yes, you will make the best of it. So these two are a wonderful couple, as different as they may look. You could say this is yang energy and this is yin energy. Yes, if we want to put it the Asian way. And she is about the intuitions, the feelings, the gut feeling, the informations where you simply know. Yes, intuition can be a big word, but every one of us had moments when we simply knew, and it came like that. It was like that. Yes, we have this inner voice that speaks with a different tone than the others. And when this voice shows up, we know, oh, yes, this is a sign. Yes, some people say this is divine intervention. Some people say this is my guardian angel, this is my God, goddess, the universe speaking. It's not important how you put it, as long as you listen, right? And as long as it gives you a strong connection to the big whole. Yes, in German you could say it like this, the big, let's say, universe or interconnectedness, or let's put it like Thich Nhat Hanh, interbeing. This is a wonderful word. You can't translate it that elegant into German. I really like interbeing, but no one here would understand what I mean. Yes, so this is living interbeing, we could say in English, on all levels, also on intuition and knowledge and foreknowledge. Can you say it like this? Like you know something before it happens, so you can plan accordingly. This is meant with her. And he brings a structure to it. He makes you really realize it. Yes? An idea or an intuition is beautiful, but it also has to crystallize into real life. And this is where he is helpful. Make a plan, stick to the rules, order, like really giving structure to things. And not to forget the Aries power. If it whatever it takes. Yes, you could say with this card, whatever it takes, and often not very elegant, but very effective. So, yes, it's a beautiful card for realizing things. Yes, but stick to the rules. Don't try to be too inventive, or at least in how you do it. Yes, the idea could be very new, very fresh. This is not about this, but how you do it should be in a good old-fashioned way. Yes, that is tried and tested. Let's say it like this. Not old-fashioned, yes, sometimes, but tried and tested is better to say this. So we won't forget, of course, our third card. And when you have these on scales, they are, of course, much heavier than the Two of Wands. But the Two of Wands is in the picture nevertheless and has something to say. So this is one of the cards which had a big change in their meaning a little bit because of technological advance. Or how you say, progress is a better word, because he is holding the world in his hand. And when Pamela Coleman Smith painted this card, of course, the internet, nobody could think about things like that. But now we have the internet, and now this card, in my experience, in readings often refers to information gained from the internet, from the World Wide Web. So this is really about having a look at the web, researching. It is also about luck when looking at the web, because yes, many things and the contents now are about more like entertainment and commercial and all of this. So I still know web when it developed, and there you had lots of information. It was very much about information, and now it's about entertainment and selling things a lot. And so this card, I'm sorry, I have a frog in the neck, as we say. I'm having a little sip of tea. Better. So, yes, coming back to the cards. Where was I? So this means, yes, having luck. Yes, because now lots of things are about entertainment and commercials. And if you are searching for information, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes, right? Because you get to commercial sites, for example, that want to advertise something, but who don't have too much information about a topic. So this means luck when searching. And there are also different layers of meaning in this card that we should not overlook. For example, it also means having, like we call this, the bird's perspective on your life or on the matters at hand. This means stepping a little bit back and looking at your life from above, or like you were a different person and you would look at this life and you would give a hint to your friend. Yes, like acting as if you were a good friend, and you have a look at this and getting yourself out of things a little bit, getting a little distance, not being too involved, but trying to see it more neutral, and so developing new perspectives. This is also what this card is about, and it's also about a decision. Yes, he is not holding both of the wands. He's having the first one first and the second maybe later. And this is really where I hear my granny and my mother and my grandfather and so on, when they said, please, one thing after the other, or in English you would say first things first, right? So this is a typical sentence from the older generation. Do one thing at a time, and all of these sayings, right? So yes, of course they were right. So this means doing first things first and not being all over the place, I think you say in English, like I am here and here and here and here, because this will distract your energy. You will split it into many directions, and so it will be split and not together and strong, right? So do the first things first. This does not mean this one is vanishing, right? It's still in the picture. You can do it a little later, but try not to spread too much. Try to keep the power together. Yes, because then you can go for one thing and you will do it in a good way and you will come through. Of course you will. We have the Emperor. So when we put these cards together and see the whole picture, it's a beautiful mixture of forces, you could say, of powers. It means, first of all, the green Kraft. Yes, like Kraft means really the power or the energy to, yes, go through the soil, like when you were a little seed, yes, and you want to grow. This is your power. On a practical level, it means structure your things, look for tried and tested rules or ways to proceed and do it like that. Even if you are a very creative person, I know this myself, I also have to remind myself often to, yes, go back to the structure, do it so you can do everything right and proper, right? So this is a card that also means it helps you to do it like that. It is not a burden. It will make you achieve much more than you would when you would go unstructured, right? There is a saying, it was from, I don't know who said this, a famous monk, hold the order and the order will hold you. I don't know if this translates beautiful in English, but this is exactly what was said. So it means this is also something that gives you something back to you. It's not just like you push yourself into a frame and the frame is like a prison. It means the frame will hold you and the structure will hold you because you won't fall down, right? Because there's something that you have, what you can rely on. So this is what this card is about. Yes, it can be boring sometimes. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but it is helpful. It is the best way here. Yes. She is your intuition. Listen to your gut feelings, listen to your intuitions, trust them. They are really right now. And maybe you are in a moment now where you don't trust your spiritual helpers, or you don't feel like they are there at all and things like that. It happens to all of us. I mean, this means you are a serious spiritual searcher and not just someone who is like, and I like this and I like that, like this shopping mentality, like a grasshopper hopping everywhere around where it's fun. But when you are a sincere searcher, or seeker, I think you say in English, then you will come across this. And this can also mean call your beings, light a candle, call for help, for intervenence, how you say, intervening, for support. Make yourself heard, and they will answer. Yes, this means they will really answer. You will get your signs, you will get connection again. Yeah, so because I know when you have this card, sometimes people are like, no, I really feel the opposite of this. And then this card is like something you should do, something you should ask for. Yes, because many beings, they don't interfere with our life if we don't ask. And even people who are for a long time on the path sometimes forget to ask. So if you are in this situation, light a candle or whatever you do in your tradition, and speak out, speak your mind, right? And you will be given signs, and things will come into movement again. Things will start to be related again. Yes, interbeing, the big interbeing. Yes, and here we have this little hint. Take the bird perspective to your life. Get a little bit out, get a little bit distance so you can see clearer the big picture. This is also about the internet, finding good information, finding what you needed. Maybe there is a beautiful website which has like informations about something you are really interested in. And sometimes we jump from one website to the other, and it's like, whoa, yes, like divine guidance a little bit. And you find something that you were searching for quite some time, but you wouldn't have found it otherwise. So there can be spirits and there can be energies that are working in the internet too. Of course, everything that has spirits. And yes, they help you to find what you need. And on the third level, this means choose one thing first. That does not mean that the other thing is forgotten or not important. But don't spread your energy too much. Try to keep it together. This thing will happen too one day. Yes, but for now, it's better to keep your energy together so it has more strength. Yes, than if it would be on many things. Then the strengths get divided. Yes. So these are the full moon cards for this time, and we will see each other next time again.